Good morning. Good morning. Welcome and welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Wednesday, November the 12th. We're here to look at the new releases that were published this week. And on Wednesdays, we look at the darker side. We look at crime fiction and thrillers. Sorry, I just realized my glasses were really not great to be looking through at the last minute. Elena says, good morning. Well, good morning. How you doing, Elena? She says, I'm good. Just finished River Secret by Shannon Hale. Yay, congratulations. Woo, good job. And she says it was really good. Cajun says, good morning, PK and Elena. Off work today, tomorrow, and Friday afternoon. Wow. We have our mock run Friday, so I have to do checkout. Hopefully it'll be quick. Wow. Enjoy. That's fantastic. I love that for you. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Wednesday nights. Our next sprints are tomorrow evening, Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. While you are reading this evening, be sure to go outside and take a look at the Northern Lights. They were fantastic last night, if you can see pictures. And they're supposed to be even better tonight. So, we can't really see them where I'm at now because of urban sprawl. But Friends Around Us has posted pictures on Facebook, and they are amazing. First up, a book by Philip Margolin, False Witness. Good morning, Mary. And she says, good morning to everybody. Happy Wednesday, hump day, indeed. Nippy this morning, but sunny and should go up to 50s. So all in all, a great day. Congrats, Cajun, on days off. Absolutely. Yes, we are currently, actually, we will probably beat you today. I think we're supposed to be in the 60s today. It's currently 33. Yeah, I'm supposed to get to 64 today. We're going to beat you. And then in January, when it's negative 20, you can say the same thing back to me. It's okay. False witness. Defense attorney Karen Wyatt exposed corruption in the police force and the district attorney's office while getting her client exonerated in court. But in doing so, she put a target on her back and was set up on fake drug charge, imprisoned, and disbarred until the conspiracy unraveled and her innocence was proven. Now reinstated to the bar, Wyatt is still interested in finding out who ordered her to be set up. But the key figures were either killed or are in witness protection. In the meantime, Wyatt is a practicing defense attorney whose current client is either guilty of a heinous murder or is a too trusting patsy for an acquaintance set up for a crime he didn't commit. It will take all of Wyatt's genius to defend her client successfully, but that's just one piece of an increasingly complex puzzle. It doesn't say, but it sounds like this is in a series. I don't think I've read this author. I'm aware of the author. I don't think I've read. Cajun says, good morning to Mary. Mary says, don't think they dip down as far as Virginia. Suppose they get really hit with the solar storm today. So more ABs. Yeah, indeed. Elena says hello to Cajun. Cajun says hello to Elena says hello to Mary. You'd be surprised. There were photos I saw of Florida. Florida had some. So yeah, it might get there. It's major solar flares. Hollywood Hitman by Michelle Dominguez Green, first in the Cassidy Clark series. This is a police procedural set in Los Angeles, it says. When Cassidy Clark joins the LAPD, she doesn't plan on following in her father's footsteps. Veteran detective Bill Clark has big shoes to fill, but Cassidy has her own plan to forge through the department's tarnished reputation. She's just getting started when a string of murders plagues the city. Young women are being strangled in their homes. The media incites an uncontainable frenzy, and no matter how many newspapers they're splashed across, the Hollywood hitmen are no closer to being found. While Cassidy takes to the streets, Bill is knee-deep in cold cases and conversation with another killer. He's sure that Tyler Derby committed more murders than they've pinned on him, and Derby's convinced that without his badge, Bill is no different from him. As their investigations escalate, Cassidy and Bill find themselves embroiled in a dangerous game without a playbook, and if they can't figure out the rules, their reputations aren't all they could lose. ... Liv Constantine has a new one. My Sister's Daughter and Silent Echo. Oh, it's 2 thrillers. Are these previously published? Hang on. It doesn't say. Anyway. Ashley Bowers hopes her recently orphaned 13-year-old niece, Serena, will blend seamlessly into her own family once they've all had time to mourn. But as days become weeks, a series of troubling occurrences turn the once peaceful Bowers home into a maelstrom of accusation, denial, and fear. Is Serena simply acting out after the tragic loss of both her parents, or is something far more dangerous happening under Ashley's own roof? And in the second novella, a year after the death of her 4-year-old son, Charlotte Fleming is sleepwalking through life. Then she sees something that jolts her awake. Sebastian, alive and well in a stranger's social media post. As Charlotte obsessively searches for further indication that her son's accident was not what it seemed, she begins to suspect not only he didn't die, he was taken, and unearthing the perpetrator could shatter her world all over again. David Baldacci has a new one in a new series. Helen says, good afternoon. And Caden says, hi, Helen. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. This is first in the Walter Nash series. Nash is an intelligent man, tough but fair-minded. He has a wife and a daughter and a very high-level position at Sybaritic Investments, where his innate skills and dogged tenacity have carried him to the top of the pyramid of his business career. Despite never going on grand adventures and always working too many hours, he has a happy and upscale life with his family. However, following his estranged Vietnam veteran father's funeral, Nash is unexpectedly approached by the FBI in the middle of the night. They have an important request: become their inside man to expose an enterprise that is laundering large sums of money through Sybaritic. At the top of this illegal operation is Victoria Steers, an international criminal mastermind that the FBI has been trying to bring down for years. Nash has little choice excuse me, but to accept excuse me, the FBI's demands and try to bring Steers and her partners to justice. But when Steers discovers that Nash is working with the FBI, she turns the tables on him in a way he could never have contemplated, and that forces Nash to take the ultimate step, both to survive and to take his revenge. He must become the exact opposite of who he has always been, and even that may not be enough. End of that row. Janet Ivanovich has a new one. I love these names. Baldacci Ivanovich. This is second in her other series. This is called The King's Ransom. Mary says, oh, I like David Baldacci. And it's a new series. Mary says, hi, Helen. Hope your day is going well. Mary says, God bless. Thank you. And like her, too. See, look at you. You're having a good week so far. Yeah, I read Janet Ivanovich's series back when it was first coming out. I fell away. It was getting really repetitive, but good for her. This is second in the Recovery Agent series. Gabriella Rose, recovery agent extraordinaire, can find just about anything. Too bad she can't seem to lose her gorgeous but infuriating ex-husband, Rafer Jones, and now he needs her help. His cousin Harley is in trouble, big trouble. As the president of a too-big-to-fail bank, he invested an astronomical amount of money in insuring some of the world's most priceless artifacts at the urging of his board. It seemed like a low-risk, high-reward business move, so he jumped in with both feet. But recently, these insured pieces started going missing, and worse, there's no paper trail of Harley being directed to make these risky investments. Unless the artwork can be recovered soon, it looks like Harley is going to be heading to jail as the fall guy for an ingenious crime. Gabriella knows what she must do: travel around the world with Rafer to find the missing works of art, keep Harley out of jail, save both his skin and his bank. Along the way, she'll encounter corruption, threats, murder, mysterious dark forces behind a global conspiracy to destroy the world's wealth, and a nefarious villain who will stop at nothing to bring the world to the brink of ruin. That sounds like a Garbogist kind of book, and we love those. The Sunshine Man by Emma Stonex. Bertie Keller wakes one freezing January morning to the news she's been waiting 18 years to hear. Jimmy Maguire, the man who killed her sister, has been freed from jail. She leaves for London with a pistol and a plan to find this man and make him pay. But every story has two sides. Jimmy can sense he's being hunted. He knew Bertie a long time ago in a life she'd sooner forget, and he isn't the only one with something to hide. As the two circle each other in a heart-stopping game of cat and mouse, they plunge into a murky world of family secrets, betrayals, and unsolved mysteries. Told you, this is the darker side. This isn't fluffy stuff. The Whistler by S.W. Kane, third in the Detective Lou Kirby series. Deep beneath London, urban explorer Connie Dark stumbles upon a mutilated body in the city's decaying sewer system. Moments later, a strange whistling sound follows her through the tunnels. Low, eerie, impossible to trace. D.I. Lou Kirby is assigned the case. The victim is a wealthy financier with no clear reason to be underground and no shortage of enemies above it. As Kirby investigates, Connie uncovers chilling new clues about the unexplained death of her sister. Both are drawn deeper into a world of hidden networks, buried secrets, and obsession. And someone out there is watching them both, following them both. As the city's hidden layers begin to crack open, Kirby and Connie must confront the terrifying possibility that whoever or whatever is stalking them has been waiting for a long time to emerge. ... Oh, I was going to mention last night I got my filling in my tooth. There were two little boys ahead of me checking in at the dentist, about 5 and 4-ish, maybe 3. Their names were Weston and Easton. Those parents, I tell you. They thought they were being clever, but these kids are going to carry this with them the rest of their life. Wild Instinct by T. Jefferson Parker, another big name. Former Marine sniper Lou Gale, now a detective with the Orange County, California Sheriff's Department, is assigned to track and shoot a mountain lion that has killed a man in the rugged country east of Laguna Beach, California. The victim is Bennett Tarlow, a rich developer and man about town in upscaled coastal Orange County. The investigation takes a chilling turn when Lou and his partner Daniela Mendez discover that Bennett was dead long before the lion got to him. And while he might have been the first to die, he certainly will not be the last. End of that row. He says, oh dear. Yeah. What if they get a sibling? We're going in the other directions, north and south. Ugh, people. The Riyadh Conspiracy by Malcolm Marr. The Situation Room at White House is a beehive of activity. NSA Middle East Intercept warn of a nuclear strike to be launched against Israel by Iranian mullahs on the Muslim festival of sacrifice, Eid al-Adha, 7 days away. Former CIA operative Avram Marcus, codenamed Scorpion, is retired, living in Fort Pierce, Florida, under assumed identity. Against his will, Marcus is summoned back to the agency and dispatched on a mission he cannot refuse. And it's only 200 pages, so he does it pretty quickly, apparently. I say this because I'm reading Robert Galbraith, a.k.a. J.K. Rowling's book right now. And I believe I'm in the upper 400 pages, and I'm only at 60-something%. Chunky monkeys. And Cajun says, not even twins. What happens if they have another? Exactly. What's the celebrity that has a daughter named North? I suppose that's next. I tell you, people. Innocent Road by Laura Griffin. Leanne Everhart knows women have something to fear in her artsy hometown, especially so if they're not rich white locals. Returning to town after her father's death, she sees the ugliest sides of an area that draws people for its severe, untamed natural landscape. While her department faces mounting backlash over a recent wrongful conviction in the long-ago murder Case of a popular local teenager, which is now unsolved, Leanne is called to a fresh crime scene at the edge of the desert. A nameless woman was found murdered with no clues as to her identity. As Leanne digs into the crime scene evidence, she grows convinced this latest murder case is linked with the local teenager's murder, and to multiple cold cases, all unnamed female victims, that have been shelved by her department without leads. Now, with conflicted loyalties and without allies, Leanne must hunt down a serial killer, one who's been preying on local women for 2 decades, growing bolder and more ruthless with every strike. Sorry, needed to wet the whistle. Mary says, doorstop books, indeed. She likes to write them. Line of Fire, first in the Ian Hale series by Logan Riles. Born into a legacy of heroes, Ian Hale descended from the 75th Ranger Regiment to Delta Force, dedicating his life to the cause of freedom. But when a Black Hawk crash ends his military career, he is left searching for purpose, until Sentinel offers him a fresh start. A private military firm known for its high-stakes operations, Sentinel promises danger and noble causes, the perfect match for his skill set, or so it seems. Hale's latest mission is simple: rescue a kidnapped business executive from South Sudan. But when his team is ambushed and slaughtered, leaving Hale as the sole survivor, he's forced to confront the truth. He's been set up. Someone wants his team dead, and they'll stop at nothing to finish the job. Now Hale is a man on the run, hunted by enemies who underestimate his resolve. With only his loyal handler, Lainey Shaw, to trust, he launches a one-man war for the truth, uncovering a conspiracy that traces back to the very heart of the nation he so loves. But Ian Hale was born for this fight, and surrender isn't an option. It never was. One more. North Country by Matt Bondurant. This is called a literary thriller. North Chazy, New York is the heart, I'm probably saying that wrong, I apologize, is the heart of the North Country, a frigid region nestled against the Canadian border, characterized by the beautiful landscapes of the Adirondacks and Lake Champlain, plus a steady stream of Quebecois drugs flowing south, spirited by snowmobile across the ice. Tom Kaiser, fresh off a dishonorable discharge from the Air Force, returns to North Chazy for his ailing father's final days. It's an uneasy homecoming ever since his little sister was lost under the ice in mysterious circumstances when they were children. Kaiser has felt a terrible presence swimming in the deep. Needing work, Kaiser falls in with Donnie LeClaire, a slumlord, loan shark, and a aesthete whose private collection of landscapes would rival a modest museum's. Kaiser earns his keep roughing up unsavory locals who are late on the rent. How fun. But his true value is his aptitude for satellite telemetry, allowing him to find gaps in border surveillance, a useful skill for working with a Montreal kingpin who wants to move large quantities of ecstasy into the U.S. As Kaiser spirals through the underbelly of drugs and crime, he finds the roots of evil run deep in the North Country, as bleak, impenetrable, and foreboding as the frozen lake. And we end on a very dark note. So, some big names this week alone. Nice. So on Friday, we'll look at the rest of the cozy mysteries. And then next week, a whole new batch. We are blessed to be in an era of lots of books, lots of authors. All right, today we're ending a little bit early, but that's okay. Hope you have a good day. Cajun, enjoy your day off. And I'll say that every day while you're off. That's wonderful. Mary, hope you have a good day as well. Thank you guys so much. Helen, enjoy your evening. That's coming up. Again, if you have a chance, take a look at the sky tonight. It's supposed to be some really amazing northern lights. Otherwise, read good books. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Mary says, thanks so much. Hope everyone has a great day. Stay warm and laugh. Absolutely. And Cajun says, hope everyone has a good day and stay warm. Absolutely. Alrighty. Thank you, thank you. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.